You have to love the kids. You have to love what you do. I go in and I want to be the teacher that I would want my kids to have. I'm very strict and firm but fair, and I'm the biggest kid in the classroom because I love to have fun, because I feel that kids learn better when they're having fun.
It's how they come in and how they leave me, you know, with more respectful, more, you know, how they treat each other at the end of the year, how their attitude towards school, whether they, you know, have a better interest in learning or more of an interest in learning, and that's to me is successful. You know, if I was able to reach a few of them, or most of them, I would hope.
I had a student one day, he said he couldn't find his library book, and I said, look under your bed. And he said, I don't have a bed. And it just touched my heart.
Yeah.
You just don't know what they're going through.
It was confirmed pretty early on in life. I grew up with aunts who were teachers. My mom was a teacher. I had an older brother who was actually a teacher while I was still a child. So it was pretty much all I knew. My mom would come home and she would have extra grade books, and I would write all the names of my friends in the grade books, and I would line my dolls up, and we would just have class.
A key trait for me is sacrifice some of the things that, you know, you would like to do in order for the kids to be successful. And you know, when the kids are successful, your program's successful, your classroom's successful, your principal's successful, everybody's happy, you're employed, and you'll stay employed, you know? So, and don't complain. Don't quit complaining.
Some of them will say, well, I don't have any parents. I said, I didn't either. Well, I'm not going to graduate. Why? And I want them to see whatever you want, you're going to have to work for it. And I let their parents know that also. I tell the parents, I want your child to be successful. I don't like zeros, because zeros are easy to make. So now I tell them, your child is going to be really angry with me. I want them to do the work.
Everybody loves test scores. That's sad reality of what this profession sometimes comes down to. But oh, when they say, I learned this last year with you. I get to keep some of my students for 2 years as a 7th and 8th grade teacher. So, oh, we've already done this. I remember this from last year. I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God, you're doing well. Oh my gosh. Summer didn't drain everything.
I always have a saying in my classroom, there's math everywhere. So at this point, they are already kind of used to, and they know, oh, miss, there's math in there. I did this, blah, 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 during the weekend. And
Yeah.
oh, and there was math in there. And they explain me, I say, oh, really? So now.
They're trying to impress you.
With our students, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to say, well, they did or they didn't, because of their learning disabilities. But when you see that for the first time they can write their name, or they can count, or they can write a sentence, or they can have a conversation, that may not, you may think, well, that's not a test, but it is a very big test for them because of their disabilities.
He couldn't sit still. He was always up, and he would drive me crazy. And he would bug everybody. I would try to isolate him, and you know, I just kept loving him, but he just drove me nuts. And then I had him as a freshman, and then he was a senior, and he was standing outside in the hallway with one of the government teachers. And I walked down the hall, and I said, hey, Bobby, how are you doing? He's like, hey, Miss Shin. And he turned to his teacher, and he said, you know what, she changed my life. She made me want to be a better person. And you know, Mr. Davis told me that, and I just said, oh, you know, I'm a success. I touched somebody's life.
Why are so many scholars dropping out of school? Has someone told you you're not anything? You're just as capable as anybody else. I see a lot stop going to school. They give up on hope. Why are you dropping out?
He basically was going to drop my AP chemistry because he wanted to do something else. High school social life was more important. And I'm like, no, you're going to stick it out.
Yeah.
You don't have any option over here. And then now he is in UT Austin. He is in pharmacy, pre-pharm, yeah, and he just finished his last organic. I saw him in the restaurant yesterday, and he was like, "I'm so glad that you taught me chemistry.
Really?
I know I hated it when I was in your class, but everything that I learned in your class was useful for me in college."
And now he's on the way to becoming a pharmacist.
Yes.